Tervehdys kaikille ja tervetuloa piirtämisen perusteisiin. Hello and welcome, Tina.
Hello. Okay, today we are going to do a basic composition. So I'm going to have to ask you to translate as we go. So we're going to do a horizontal format.
Eli tehdään horisontaalista sommittelua.
Okay, I'm using an A4 sheet of paper.
A4 paperi.
I'd like you to, we're going to draw a line. This is going to be where we're going to write our notes. So just make a vertical line going down the page. We're going to use the whole page. We're going to use the whole page today. Okay, we're going to put one line up here, one line about the mid place, and one line down here.
Ylös puoliväliin viivat ja sit alas.
Okay, we're going to write 3 words, so you're going to write it and finish your wonderful language, which I love to listen to. This word is background.
It's a little off, but...
Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Elikkä tonne background, elikkä käytettäisikö me suomeksi vaan taustaa?
This is going to be middle ground.
Mikäs me laitetaan suomeksi?
Okay, background, middle ground. Right here, foreground.
Käytetään keskiosa. Keskiosa ja etuosa.
This is how we see the world.
Tälle me nähdään maailma. Meillä on etuosa, keskiosa ja sitten toi voisi olla takaosakin.
All set?
Yeah.
Okay. In our foreground, things look large. So today we're going to do a jungle.
Okay, eli tähän viidakko ja etuosalla asiat on isoja.
Okay, so these plants are going to be very close to us. They're only going to go up maybe 1/4 of the way up the page, maximum. 1/5 or 1/4. So just make a little mark here. We don't want to go up any higher than this.
Eli etuosan
And
kasvit.
we're just going to go up and down. This is going to look very primitive at first, but trust me, it works. Make some very simple leaves. And remember all the other leaves that we've drawn together where we twist over, make things bend. Don't worry, we're just doing placement here. Your leaves can look very primitive. They'll look really cool. Remember overlapping. So if I have some leaves like this, I can go over, hop over, come back, hop over. We'll come back and do more detail on this. This is just general placement. You can even, sometimes for fun, I'll stick an animal in here. But remember, you can do these again and again. So you can take notes on this one, and then when the lesson ends, you can do another one. So we're really kind of filling up our foreground with overlapping leaves. I'm making some ferns. You can get very fantastical, like Henri Rousseau, I guess you would call him a primitive painter. He'd never been to a jungle, but he fantasized about jungles, so he did beautiful jungles. They're very funny looking, and they're wonderful. Okay. We can make exotic flowers with crazy petals. Okay, this is in our foreground. This shows that this is closest to us. Okay, I hope I'm on screen now.
Yeah.
Very lightly now, not heavy, lightly. About 1/5 of the way down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, about 1/5. Very lightly.
Eli 1/5.
Now, usually our middle ground is our eye level. It's where our eyeball is looking at things. Okay. This would be our horizon line. This is very implied that this is our horizon line. We'll be looking down at things, we'll be looking up at things from here. So you remember the little mountains that I did? Okay, so we're going to pick a vanishing point, just anywhere, anywhere between here and here, vanishing point. And I have to sharpen your pencil, sharpen my pencil. Okay. We're going to make some mountains.
Okay, tehdään vuoria.
This is really important. Very important. The mountains have to be above this line.
Eli ne vuoret on tämän viivan yläpuolella.
So you can just start with a small little mountain here. And then remember that letter Y trick I told you. So we're going to go up this way, but then we're going to stop here. And then I'm going to do this. And I can stop here. So just go ahead and make some mountains, but make sure they stay above this line.
Eli tuon viivan yläpuolella noin vuoret.
Okay, now we're talking about composition today. So let's see. Yeah, we're looking up. We're looking. This is okay. Okay. Now, if I draw below this line, which is a vanishing point in the distance, watch what happens. If I go below this line, things will change radically. Okay. So I'm going to put in some more mountains. You can see, you can make all kinds of mountains. As long as they're above, they're going to look far away. If I go below this line, everything changes. And you're going to say, how can everything change? We know these are far away. I can even put some little tiny clouds to show that they're far away. These clouds will be a little bit bigger. Here's our vanishing point. If I go below this, even a little bit, it changes. Everything jumps closer.
Eli tämän pakopisteen alapuolelle, niin se tulee sitten zimp lähemmäs.
Boom. Things are going to come closer and closer and closer visually. So we need to keep this horizon line. So this is your horizon line. What is a horizon line? It's where the sky meets the earth. As simple as that. It's where the earth ends visually and the sky comes down.
Eli horisonttiviiva on se, missä maa loppuu ja taivas alkaa.
Everything above the horizon line looks far away. Everything below the horizon line comes towards us.
Eli horisontin alapuolella tulee lähemmäs meitä ja horisontin yläpuolella on kauempana.
We know this because we did all of these exercises, right? With the cubes and whatnot. Okay, now this is so much fun. I love this part. Okay, this is important. I want you to think horizontally. Horizontally. Don't do this. No. Okay. We're going to make a river. If you make it too straight, it will be boring. We're going to show something like the Amazon. Now, if this is 1, this is 2. If this is 1 distance, go 1, 2.
Okei, eli tehdään joki ja horisontaalisesti. Jos tuossa on 1, niin sitten tehdään
So if this is 1
tuohon 2.
and this is 2, make this 4.
Ja
It
sitten
gets wider. Big S curve.
tuohon tulee 4 pituutta.
Okay, now we can pause here for a little bit. Let's look at what we've drawn. It's an illusion. It's an illusion, but we're creating surface. We're creating a surface. Before I go any further, I want you to see what's happening. It's a triangle. 1. And then we're going to come down here. Remember our ellipses. Remember our Saturn. And to make that work, and our pizza crust, thin and thin, wide, narrow, wide. Remember this? Okay, here it is again. Here it is. It's right here. Narrow, wide, narrow, wide, narrow. Notice it gets wider and wider as we come down. And we can just go off the page. So what's the trick here? Everything going to horizon gets smaller, gets narrower. So we're dealing with a triangle.
Eli siinä on, tulee kolmio tuohon muotoon.
Okay, so this must, remember, we're dealing with gravity and the illusion, how we play with gravity. So we're gonna have some fun. I hope we're gonna have some fun with this. Okay, check. Make sure everything is horizontal. Oh, why did everything get bright on my side? My camera does strange things. Okay. So, hold on. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't know. Whoop! And now it goes bright again. What's wrong with you? Okay. I have to change the mode. It's really dark in my studio now. And there it goes light again. Is this going to help adjust? No. No. I don't know. The more we draw,
it's okay.
the better.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, can you see that I have my river in place?
Yeah.
Now, I said that everything above horizon gets smaller because it's the illusion. So what's going on here? If I start with this here, up here, but I come down here, I'm going to make a tree.
Little to the center. Yeah.
I'm making a tree here. Okay. You're going to say that is not a tree. It will be a tree. What is happening is that I am starting my object in the foreground. It is going vertically. It's not leaning into the background to become part of the background. It's still in the foreground.
Eli se alkaa täältä etualalta, kun tehdään puu tuohon noin.
And remember, overlapping, it makes things interesting. And I'm creating a frame to make me feel like I'm standing far away from this. I'm way in the foreground. Very close. Now, this is when we use our eraser. And we'll talk a little bit about trees. Okay, let's look at a tree. Trees are cylinders. I hope I'm in the screen.
Jep. Eli puut on sylintereitä.
So we can look at a tree as a cylinder. And then we can use more cylinders. This is your basic tree. We have thousands of different types of trees. Now, if we get into the golden mean, again, this is usually, if this is 1, this is 1.6 wider. Doesn't always hold true. Like baobab trees are really weird. But then again, we divide. So here's our letter Y. This is a V, but this is a Y. So we have V and the Y. So I can do some overlapping. But now we just keep branching off. When I was a little kid, nobody explained this to me, and trees were very difficult. I did not have an easy time drawing trees. So I figured out an easy way to teach trees. Okay, and it just goes and goes and goes. Self-similarity, you can find this in nature. It has to do with, it's marvelous. And our bodies do the same thing. Our veins, from our heart to our veins and arteries. Even our hands, right? It's like a branch, and then they get smaller. Okay, so now I can use my letter Y for overlapping. As soon as I do that, I know this branch is closer to me. If I do this, I know that branch is farther away. We will put foliage later, but I just want you to have the structure of the tree. So most of our compositions that are interesting don't start here. No. Because our brain divides it. It's not interesting. But we can work in thirds, and quite often thirds this way. We like threes. Human beings like thirds. They don't like fourths. If I do it this way, it's boring.
Eli kolmasosiin on hyvä jakaa noita. Se toimii.
Alrighty. Now, we know this. We've done lots of this, and we've done this, and we took this away. Okay, so I hope you were practicing. Yes? And now we're going to use everything that we've been learning from the beginning here. But I'm tilting it this time. We can't, before we do that, wait. Before we go any further with this, I want to set up this. But look at this. Remember your cake? This is the cake. This line is farther away from us. This line is shorter. So this line needs to be a little bit longer.
Eli kun tuo on kauempana, niin se on lyhyempi viiva. Eikö? Niin. Eli toi on pidempi.
So what about this side? Same thing. Now remember, riverbanks aren't always level. They split. The earth moves. This might go up, this might go down. So you can play with that. I'm going to zoom in here. See, I just went following this ellipse.
Mulla on puunpeitossa. For me, it's behind the tree.
It can go behind the tree. That's beautiful. It's overlapping.
But
Now,
now I change it a little bit to go
yeah, have
here.
it. That's perfect. Just have it go out. Now, remember these lessons. Remember this
Yeah.
and this. That's what this is about. Except it's on one side. I usually start down here and then go up. And it can be a little irregular. It can be higher, lower, because our eye will put it together. Our brain will put it together. So this one, oh, it's pretty far away. So I can kind of just rough that up a little bit. That looks too sloppy for me. Sharpen my pencil. Alpo, is this interesting?
Yeah.
I can really change the contour of the land now that I have my guidelines in. I can really change it. But this must be shorter, smaller. Everything is smaller as it goes towards horizon. Things will just get smaller and smaller.
It's a little off to the center. Yeah.
And as it comes up here, some of this is going to be covered with foliage. So you can just wait on that. When I work on a composition, I go back and forth. I don't just stay in one place. I really do go around the page. Okay, let me brighten this up now. So what's happening here? Maybe we have some grass growing over. So let me bring it up here a little bit and show you. I can have some grass growing over the edge. Maybe I want a beach. You can actually pull this out and create a beach. That happens too. The land slides. So I'm giving you options. Maybe it's a cliff and then into the water. Yes, this is water. How do we show water? Let me finish this beach first. I hope I'm okay. What's going on here? Well, remember anything. Wait a minute. If I make something really large here, our composition will be thrown off. This should be the largest. When you're starting, understand how we see things.
Niin, eli nämä etualalla on isoimpia. I was just thinking, what if because I don't like this shape. What if
Okay,
I want
change
to
it.
do something to
Okay,
this
but
area?
change the shape. Bring it out more if you want. It's not too late. Just go behind the tree. Just go behind the tree. Just take it over. I'll show you. I'm going to change this. No, if you go like that, it's not. It has to be flat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, for this, you can change it later. But if you want to, you can erase this and pull it behind the tree. Okay, I'll show you. Am I on screen?
Yeah.
I can even pull it off completely. I can take it completely off, and then I can bring it back in. This is just like our cake, our pizza. That trick. Okay, resolved. Now, what about water? We're going to bring in some parallel lines to this. So I'm making these lines slant. Slant them so they are parallel and vertical, diagonal, but to the vertical. So our eye sees it dropping down to the water. Then if I use vertical lines, it drops straight down. If I start using diagonal lines going in this direction, I know there's a cut in the land.
Eli viivojen suunnilla on taas merkitystä, että mihin suuntaan tehdään viivoja. Jos tekee vastakkaisen suuntaan, niin se laskee.
If I make it slope like this, the land is drooping. Okay? We are leading the eye. We are telling the eye what to see with the lines that we make. I can change this if I want to. I like that a little. Okay. All right. So let's put some water in. Sharp pencil, thin lines. How do we show water? I'm going to use rocks. This is what I'm going to do. This is what's happening. Foreshortened circle. Remember foreshortening? Circle. Push this away. Bring this closer. And then we get an ellipse. So we use a diagonal. Then, remember, we've used this for the nose on our tennis ball heads, and now we're going to make rocks with it. This is the water going around it. Ellipses, all ellipses, just ellipses. So if I put a rock in here.
Eli ellipsikivitalous.
Make sure that this is curved. Now, right now we're working with outlines. I'm going to show you some shading in a little bit. So just lightly put in our rock. So the water is reflecting. This is a slow moving body of water, not crazy rushing water. Just put in a few soft lines. And you can put maybe a few more rocks. These are bigger, these are much smaller. Our lines have to be small here. Our lines can be a little heavier here. Okay. Now we're going to come to some shading and maybe even shadows, but I think more shading. Okay.
Eli varjostusta.
We're going to look up here. We're going to pay attention to here. Is this on camera completely?
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to have the sun poke up just a little bit. There's the sun. Radial lines, not too many. Just a few.
Eli tuonne aurinko.
If you put too many lines, it's going to darken it. Okay?
Eli ei kannata liikaa laittaa viivoja, kun se tummentaa muuten liikaa.
This is fun. You're going to have to play around with this. Triangles. If I make triangles and I darken everything but the edge, you want to save the edge, the edges. These are all triangles or very angular shadows. Look at what happens here. I've got light here, but I need light here. And the shadows are going to be this way. Remember, this is theory. The best thing you can do is get photographs of mountains with snow and play. But you're going to see a lot of triangles.
Eli noissa vuoristossa on paljon kolmioita ja se on hyvä ottaa valokuva, missä on vuoristo ja lunta ja tutkia taas sitä.
If you put in some interesting angular lines, you're going to see that suddenly the mountain has some depth to it. It's like, ooh, more shadows. Ooh, that's lighter. But find some nice photographs of mountains with snow. And of course, this is a clear day. If it was a hazy day, everything would be very soft. Before we go any further on this, because we're going to put leaves, just focus on this side. Okay. Now, you remember our horizon line, and these are close to us. Suddenly these come close to us. Let's make them more interesting. My shadow comes from the light source of the sun. We need a surface. Now this is a smooth surface. That's not realistic. If it was bumpier, we'd have different shadows. Now, I want you to see, this is line density. My lines become thicker and heavier as I move away from the vanishing point.
What did you say? Your lines go thicker as you go.
As we move away from vanishing. Okay, so line, let's talk about line density. I'm going to make a note here. Line density, or the thickness of a line. So these lines are thin. These lines are very thin. As we move away from horizon, they will become more dense. So look at this line, and now look at this line.
Ja, eli nuo viivat, kun tullaan lähemmäs, niin vahvistuu.
Okay, now depending on the size the scale. Now we deal with scale. Size. I'm going to make a little tiny village here with just some cute little huts. This tells me a lot. This tells me, because I know that
katkes.
Picture.
What?
Okay. What I know, my information, I know how tall people are because I'm a person. Because, right? And so I know that people, this is somebody, maximum 2 meters tall. That's a pretty tall person. Maximum. So now if I put a little person here, if I put a bunch of people here, I know that this helps me build scale. This helps me create distance. I can put another bunch of trees here. I'm going to put trees here. If I put this many trees, it's a forest. I can create a hillside forest. It's pretty dark here. And then using this, I'm using a different line, but I'm using the same principles here for shading. A light edge, bing. The sun is hitting, getting a little darker and a little darker. And oh, this is really dark. My straight diagonal lines give me a lot of information. My straight vertical lines give me a lot of information.
Niin, eli tossa taas niin kuin noin suorat ja kaltevat viivat antaa paljon informaatiota. Mitä viivoitusta käytetään?
Okay, of course this is not real looking. I'm giving you all the pieces. Well, not all the pieces, but most of the pieces to explain how we can create a composition. All right, now you can rewind this. I mean, you can look at this video again and again. So I'm going to move ahead and you can play with these ideas. So let's look at foliage. Let's look at what I'm going to do with the tree. How do I make this tree interesting? Poor thing. Okay. So now we have in a lot of tropical places and in Hawaii, we have something called a creeping fig. It's a parasite and it wraps around the trees. So remember our fingers from yesterday? I had the cylinder and then I had the thumb coming out this way. And then we had the fingers coming out this way. Okay, we're going to use this. We're going to use this trick to make the vines going up the tree. Almost exactly the same. Here we go. Sharpen your pencil. I'm using a 7B, so it's getting dull very quickly. Okay. Here we go. Climbing fig. Make sure your fig or your vine comes out further.
Eli tuossa kannattaa muistaa, että se tulee tuonne puun ulos, tehdään tommonen köynnös.
This is how we make a snake climbing up a tree too. Okay, because if I don't, look at what happens. Even if I curve my lines, it's flat, absolutely flat. So I have to make it poke out on both sides. And then it's wrapping, it's thick. It's like a ring around your finger, yes? It sticks out further, same thing. Exactly. Then we can add some texture. I can have the vine crossing over or under. They also call it a strangling fig.
Yeah, don't they kill at some point the host
They can.
tree? Yeah.
They can, indeed. Parasitic plants. The bark of the tree. A little bit of shading. Okay, let's say the sun's coming here. We know that there could be maybe light coming and hitting here, so our shadow's going to be on this side. I'm going to make vines hanging down, up and down, vertical, gravity. Have it go up over. You can. I have a lot of my little students just love, they put a big snake in the tree. They love that. Okay, now we're going to pause here for a little bit because I need to show you something about trees. Now, if you look at architectural rendering, which means like people who draw buildings, Now that hardly ever happens because we use computers for everything. But let's look at your basic tree. And I already showed you it's a cylinder. So this is just very simple. And we can go on and on. Now, we can spend a lot of time drawing leaves, but quite simply, what we can do is set up our main branches, our main frame, using triangles, Y's and V's. Then you have to look at the species of tree. What kind of tree is it? In the tropics, we have banyan trees that originated in India, and they send down huge runners that drop down and support the rest of the tree. But look at how easily you can draw a tree with leaves. Leaves can be long, leaves can be round, leaves can be pointed. You're going to go crazy drawing all these leaves. So we're going to draw the impression of leaves. Don't make it you don't have to make it a hard ellipse. And this is called a scripting line. Script comes from, how we write. So everything is joined. So I'm using a scripting line. You can use a bouncing line. You can use little clumping lines, little puffy lines. But if you're going to draw a tree, you're probably going to want to play around with different kinds of lines.
Eli tuolla mitä kun ei piirretä jokaista lehteä erikseen, niin tuolla viivan tyylillä voi vähän niin kuin määritellä ja leikkiä sitä, että millaisia lehtiä siihen tulee. Katkesko se? Se jumahtaa jotenkin. Katkesko koko systeemi? Chip, ollaanko me onnellinen? Mulla näyttää, että tää toimii. Tiedä tuolta uudestaan. Joo, kiitos. Katsotaan, tuleeko Tiina uusiksi. Hetkinen. Vaihtokohan se ton. Eikä se vaihtanut tota linkkiä. Katsotaan, mä laitoin Tiinalle uudestaan ton linkin. Katsotaan päästäkö jatkamaan. Näin tää mulla kone edes kirjata. Oi vitsi. No niin, nyt tuli.
Am I back?
Hello, yes.
Hello.
Oh, it's working. Okay.
It was a good place to stop because I mean that's fine. Now we're doing trees, so it's okay. It's okay to make it two things. Okay. Well, I pretty much shown how to draw a tree. Let me finish this.
Oh yeah, I think it probably works. Yeah.
We're on?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to go into editing, huh?
Because I don't know why, but this like does. I don't know what the streaming and YouTube is doing, but I think it's working now.
Okay, good. Well, we'll find out soon enough.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I've given you the little tutorial on trees and scripting lines. So let's get back to this. Am I on? Am I on screen?
Yeah.
Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit to the center. Yeah.
So focusing on this tree, I can add more branches. And it is up to you if you want to maybe not erase these lines completely, but make them lighter so they kind of disappear. Definitely erase where the branches are solid. That helps. Okay. Add a few more branches, have some overlapping take place. Then you can go ahead and do your clumps of leaves with light guidelines. Notice I'm jumping around. You don't have to start here and finish. Your lines will change. So if you put a little bit here, and then do a little bit here, move around. What's going on with my paper here? There. have the branches poking through. Now this was a cloud, but I'm going to put a tree clump right over it. Remember, my light's coming from here, so actually quite a bit of this is going to be shaded. Now we get into line density. This is close to me. I want these lines darker and thicker. So we're dealing with line density.
Eli taas
Thin, thick.
Viivan paksuus tuossa noin. Mitä lähempänä on, niin
I'm dropping in my shading first. You can do your lines first or your shading first, depending on what you want to focus on. I'm looking in my screen. I'm drawing off my screen. I want this dark. I want like a vignette. I want to pull you into the drawing. Now these scripting lines are really great if you're outside and you want to just sketch people or scenery really quickly. Overlapping, cross-hatching. Okay, we have done this drawing in about 1 hour. This is a lot of information. This is a tremendous amount of information. Okay, so like go easy on yourselves. Don't go, I can't keep up. No. This is an instructional video. Take your time. Don't draw as quickly as I'm drawing. When I watch an instructional video and I really want to learn something, I just watch it. I don't try carving right away. I don't try sewing something right away. I just watch.
Eli se on hyvä vaan katsoa ja tutkia ja tehdä. Tai ettei tarvitse kiirehtiä. Vaikka itsekin aina teen nopeasti striimin takia.
Okay, your eraser is a drawing tool. So you can draw over this whole thing if you wish, and then go back in gently and draw with your eraser. But I actually do want some shading here because remember my light source. So now, let's say I want to make the sun look a little brighter. I can very gently come in with some contrast lines going from center out.
Eli tuohon aurinkoon voi tehdä noita kontrastiviivoja, että vaaleet näkyy sitten tuolta.
I can even make some shadows involving the clouds. Notice that the clouds closest to us are big. Okay. And then everything can go from there, a little darker, little bit darker. Relax, have fun, enjoy it. You can draw 50 of these, and they'll all be different.
Niin, eli näitä voi tehdä vaikka 50, niin kaikki on erilaisia. No se on tosi palkitsevaa itse asiassa piirtää tämmöisiä. Luontoaiheisia kuvia.
You can make this foliage. You can go back in and work on the foliage for an hour. Look in your books on plants of the jungle, and you can even have this is just a little bit of a joke. He's thinking about breakfast. Here's our little tiger or leopard. You can make up a cat. You can even, there are supposed to be bears in certain jungles. You can even put a bear in the jungle. And he's just watching breakfast walking around. If you want to, you can shade this whole thing in and pick stuff out. These plants can be fantastical or realistic.
Fantastic plants.
Pretty much anything we can imagine already exists in nature. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
When you see a rock sticking out of the ground, there's a good chance there's a lot more of the rock in the ground than is showing, like a glacier.
Yeah.
Shadow.
Taas kun se katkesi. Nyt täällä on 3, 4. Otetaan uusiksi. Jumittaa kokonaan. Okei, taas se toimiiko? Okay. We're back, I think.
We're back again. Oh, this is cool. I've just added a rock and some grass. How to make really cool grass. Okay, here we go. Here we go. That's it. Start from here, go up and come down. Grass does not work this way because we've created a triangle. All right, so if we start from here, we want the triangle going up. So when you make grass, Al, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, you were so still. I was like, is this working? Okay, so I've created sort of like a cliff edge here, and then this grass. Look, I have my little tiny people. So I know that they are far away, and there's grass going on. Maybe there's some other plants starting to take place. Big, medium, small. So even my mountains, okay, following foreground, background, middle ground, it sets up the drawing. And I've got a lot of depth happening in my drawing.
Yeah, there's a lot happening here.
The importance of line, especially in black and white and pen and ink. I have done this in pen and ink, but it was a slightly more elaborate. And I actually put a giant butterfly. Well, we know butterflies aren't bigger than a house, so we know the butterfly is close to us and things like that. And this little creature here is hiding in the in the foliage. So now what about this land? There's a lot of just white area here. Well, we can mess around with it and put in some smaller mountains and hills, and because we're going below this horizon line, we can create different kinds of terrain. We can add more forests. We can add a lot more. I pick huts just because they're easy to draw and we're in the jungle. So how do I decide on the size? Well, that's pretty much just up to the illustrator. If we follow our past lessons, you can figure out, okay, all right, I'm setting things up smaller and smaller. Now maybe this village is nothing but little roofs, but I can put some little indicators there. So this is a group of huts, and then maybe you don't want to be this close to your neighbor. You want to be a little farther away. And then you can just create your own little world. So here again, line density. This is going to have the most detail, this area.
Eli edessä on kaikkein yksityiskohtaisimmat.
Now, I really hope everybody will try this drawing and spend at least 3 hours. You don't have to do it all at once. Set it up if you don't like it, either start again on a new sheet or change, and then just develop your own world. So I'm going to very quickly go over the whole point. Foreground is large. Middle ground is medium size between the two. Background usually is smaller. Small, large, medium sized. You can get into phenomenal detail on this. Okay. You can add, now now that we've gotten this far, I can tell you some things that you probably don't want to do. Yeah, don't want the biggest focus in the middle of the picture necessarily on a landscape. You want to pull everything together. You do want to frame things in. So by creating a particular kind of line density, you've got this frame. You don't just, after doing all this, you don't want just a big thing right here, okay? If I put a big butterfly right dead center, doesn't work. If I put the butterfly, if we divide this into thirds this way, let me just use a pencil. Color pencil. Oh, this is kind of fun. Okay, I can really mess with the perspective by putting in some jungle vines here. Okay, I can put in some big vines here, and that's going to really create a frame. But this is the rule of thirds, and you can mess with it. You really can. You can change it to your liking, but understand the rule of thirds. Human brains, human eyes, we like things in thirds. Okay? So if you can look at your composition and say, this is interesting. Oops, this is too much to the middle. So I need to distract the eye just a little bit. And I'm going to bring something over a little bit. These are really big vines. I don't like to stick strictly 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Okay, you gotta mess with it just a little bit. But this river I didn't put in the middle of the picture. It's in the lower part of this middle third. So even this is divided into 3. It's up, above, and below. This is a little too heavy, so I might want to change it a wee bit. Make it a little more interesting.
Yeah, this was for me when I look this it doesn't work. In my eyes. It's too...
What I did was I flattened things out more. Yours is a little too round. It needs to be narrower.
Yes.
So even in this third, instinctively, see, because I do this all the time, right? I see things that way. I'm trying not to cut things. You don't want to do that. You don't want to it's very boring. This is more exciting. Thirds are more exciting.
Yeah.
So instinctively, I just move things into thirds, and this takes practice, but not necessarily practice drawing. You need practice seeing. So you've seen film directors, they do this thing.
Yeah.
When they're looking at scenery and they move around.
Yeah.
This is to block out all of the extra things. I want to see this. And in this, what am I looking at? Let's see, I can't even do it because I don't do that. There we go. Okay. It's like, okay. That's boring. That's boring. This needs work. This needs work, but that's better. This is already interesting. So I need to pay attention to this and this.
Yeah.
Well, I think this is it for composition today for me. Al, if you want to analyze this with people, that'd be great. Just helping folks do some fun work, some fun drawing. I hope you got something out of it.
Yeah, this is always interesting. For me, it's so automatic, everything. How I use the eye to see things. So it's interesting to hear the knowledge behind it, because like I said, it's automatic for me.
Well, no matter how much I have been drawing, when I go to a museum and look at wonderful work, I analyze it. Why do I like it? Why is it a great piece of artwork? There's some stuff that I just don't like.
Yeah.
There's some wonderful British artists that they're fantastic. and the paintings are 150, 200 years old. And then there's another artist, the same time period, who's like, ooh, and I go, ugh, I don't like that. And I have to analyze, why do I not like something? Why do I like it? Why do I not like it? I look at the composition. Is the composition interesting to me? Is it the color that excites me? But that's me. So again, I would go ahead. What?
No, I was just saying, näihin voi käyttää todellakin niinku tunteja ja kannattaakin käyttää. Put hours in this.
And you can do this in pen and ink, and it's wonderful. I really loved it. I don't know where mine is. I wish I could show it to you.
I did years back. I loved them really much. I did straight by ink. I didn't sketch anything, but I made jungles and old cars. Old cars in the jungle. I love those drawings. They were fun to make, and yeah.
Good. I mean, this whole thing, you can just study drawing mountains for a month, only mountains, and oh my goodness, it's really fantastic. Drawing rocks and water. I spent like about a year just doing watercolors of rocks and water.
Oh.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Beautiful stuff.
We could do sometime water, like ocean or something like that.
Each one, okay, different aspects of water, they need their own hour, each aspect, like lake water, waterfalls.
Yeah.
Let's see. So, okay, this is plenty. This is plenty of information. I would love feedback from people. Let me know how it went. Let me know what you think. If there's something you want to explore a little further just on this drawing, I will be glad to do that.
Joo, eli antakaa palautetta toki Tiinalle, että onko tästä hyötyä ja onko toiveita, mitä haluatte lisää, ja niin katsellaan. So yeah, I was thinking we could do things like this, so we take the basics and do drawings with it. So it's not just the basics, but like the tree. Yay, we have a cylinder.
Yep. It all, I mean, this is just what it's going to be like working with me. If anybody is interested in these classes, it's just application of everything that I have shown in the basic lessons. We'll go from here. There are a couple more compositions that I can do, quite different, but using the same principles, how they apply, why they work. Okay.
Yeah.
And I would like to even do a terrible composition. Like a really poor composition, and why it's but you know that's I don't like criticizing other people's work that way unless they say please critique it, and I will explain why something works or why something doesn't work, or what were they trying to achieve that they didn't.
Yeah.
So okay, today is Thursday. Yes.
Yeah.
We have, what would you like to do tomorrow? Think about it. Let me know.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't have to give me a. And if anybody else has suggestions, if other people like, I really want to do.
Yeah. Something with basics. Is there anything? Because if we go next week to apply the basics.
Oh yes. Okay.
So it's gonna be a little bit different.
Okay.
Applying.
Then I'm gonna do simple applications of basics tomorrow. Then.
Okay.
And then we will conclude the really basic stuff that everybody needs to know if they're going to draw, if they really want to draw.
Yeah. This is what you need to know.
Yeah. Yeah.
The secrets of drawing.
Yeah, that's the funny part is it's really cool. It's just amazing what you can do. It's like the sky is the limit. There is no limit.
Yeah.
If you practice the basics. And this composition thing, I can do a thing on composition. I'll do one more. I call it tricks. I call all of these things tricks. I'm showing everybody tricks.
Yeah.
How to overlap things, how to make things look like they have depth. It's all visual tricks. Now, one of the things for sure, okay, on your drawing, things are falling too fast, and that's why it's very narrow here. Everything is actually quite narrow. I mean, if you look at the shape of my hand, right? It's narrow, wide, but it's rather narrow. They're not wide things. We'll do a fun one tomorrow.
Yeah. There's a Veritas tasket saying this has been incredibly relaxing to watch. Find that creating depth like this with pencil is tricky, so this is actually quite helpful.
Oh, thank you. I'm so glad to hear that. It just makes me so happy. Good. Okay, well, we'll have fun along doing basically the same thing but with a completely different outcome, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody stay healthy, stay warm, and have a wonderful rest of your day and evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
Thank you, Alpo.
Thank you, Tiina.
Bye.
Eli huomenna jatketaan taas. Mukavaa päivää kaikille.